Good morning to all my family out in YouTube world. This is your boy Strong. Emotionally strong, mentally strong, physically strong. Making a quick video, man. With all the, I tried to warn everybody about all the chaos that was coming and how they was going to try to make it a race war and how the rich is going to get richer. It's only happening right now. But now I want to bring out a point. I made a video before about how my melanated people should go out and vote for Trump for this next election in November. Because he is the only one that's going to show the true color of America, how racist it is and how it is white supremacy for my people to stand up around the world and start fighting back and change the world. So this just is a tad bit more information on that. I think we should still go out and vote en masse for this guy. He is racist. He is silly, stupid, dumb, racist. But he is going to change things for the more for the melanated people of the world than for his own race. More than his own nation. So just pay attention, because their nation, they like to brag, and they like to brag in like what they call plain sight, plain view, right in front of your face, and you don't really know it. And he was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he was giving a rally, which power to the people in Chicago and Illinois that didn't let that rally happen. They should cancel. My people should show up everywhere and make sure that all his rallies are canceled. But we still should vote for him. But we should show our power and make sure his rallies are canceled. But in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, back in the day where they just slaughtered and killed many of my people solely because we were doing good for ourselves. They say it was because of a white lady in the elevator, but it was still, if that was the case, I was still just one white lady to kill over 200 people and destroy a whole town and city. But anyway, most melanated people might not even know that as part of their history. But as American history, that has happened to melanated people over 100 times all around America. You got the 1919, you got the Elaine, you got the Florida, you got the Missouri, you got the Louisiana. These are all slaughters where they killed melanated people just because of racism. And because the melanated people was doing good. But they don't tell you that in your history, so you might not know it. But I digress. This is more of a awakening to my melanated people about your president. So I noticed in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and in other rallies, which where they get that from, rallies. But anyway, in other rallies that the presidents have been giving around the world, in part of his rally, when he gets to the end, he likes to make a little statement in pride of America, right? In pride. Now, this is America. America is filled with so-called African Americans, so-called Hispanic Americans, so-called Chinese Americans, so-called I don't even know if they ever say Japanese Americans, which after America bombed them twice, I don't even know if there ever will be a Japanese American, but they might even say that sometimes, but I don't think they ever say it. But notice this, when he's close to the end of his speeches in his rally, the president, your non-racist president, we crossed the waters, we blazed the trails, we settled the continents, we tamed the wilderness, we dug out the Panama Canal, we laid down the railroad, we revolutionized industry. We won the 2 world wars. We defended fascism and communism. As all pride in him and his people. But if you take that and you break it down, he's telling you who his people are. Every time he gives that speech. Oh, it's so proud of America, America. Because America was a land without a name before it was America, right? So we crossed the waters, purposely crossed the waters to come to America. Who only a certain group of people came to across the water to conquer this land. We blazed the trails and turned to cowboys. They turned to cowboys and they started venturing off and spreading, which lead us to settle the continents. We multiplied and we traveled all through this new land, which is called America. We settled the continents. We came up and we made them 13 colonies and presidents and everything. And then we tamed the wilderness. That's taking over and defeating the natives that was here. Tame the wilderness. They defeated the natives that was here. We drug out the Panama Canal. That's traveling down to South Florida or Central Florida and taking over the so-called Spanish people. We dug out the Panama Canal. So now they talking, he's bragging about conquering the Spanish people. Oh, we laid down the railroad. What? Railroad? That's conquering the black people, the African Americans. We revolutionized industry. That's taking the slaves that they had already conquered and taking them from the cotton field and putting them into the workforce. This is all bragging now. This is all coming from your president. I didn't say this. This is history. If I'm saying anything that's not part of your history, from what he's saying to what I'm saying, prove me a liar. But I don't lie. But anyway. After they blazed the railroad and revolutionized the industry, they run 2 world wars. Well, we don't have to even go into it. If you don't know your history about the World War I and World War II and how supposedly all these other countries give straight power to the U.S. from jumping into these wars and ending them for some reason that they started. But anyway, I digress once again. I don't need to talk about the world wars. You got a World War I and you got a World War II that he's bragging about winning. I wonder why. We defeat the fascism and the communism, which is what they used to call who? The Jews, right? So now I'm bragging about defeating the Jews. So now he's bragging about defeating the Jews. He's bragging about the winning of the 2 world wars and all the people that came along with that. Revolutionized the industry, taking the slaves, going from the cotton fields to the workforce, conquering the railroad, which is the black people, the Panama Canal, which is the Spanish people, and the lands of the wilderness is the Native Americans here. And this is all pride that he has to make America great again. This is the pride that we need to run this country, to show the whole country what the country really is, what it's based off of, what it's built off of, what it is maintaining, what maintain it, white supremacy. You might not agree with me. You might think you're free to do whatever you want. But go have a baby. I guarantee before your baby leave the hospital, it's got a birth certificate. And according to you having a birth certificate, you give certain rights away of you and your baby. Go drive without a driver's license. Go travel and cross the border without a passport. Try to homeschool your kids without permission. How about you're in charge of you and your kids? How about I don't want to give my kids any vaccines? Try that and see how much trouble you get into. No. You know what? You are so much in control of you and your life and your kids. Try to whoop your kids. Try to whoop your kids. They can come and take your kids. No, you know what? Drink too much in front of your kids. And a lot of people, regular people, might say, you know what, if you do drink too much, you should have your kids taken to their own people. But no, this is all about understanding what we need to do. And we should all go out at mass and vote for President Trump. Because if he wins again, I was right in the past with all my other predictions, right? With this race war going on and chaos coming to America, with the COVID-19 happening and how it's manufactured and everything like that, right? I was right about that. So I'm going to be right about the rest of it too. So go out and vote for him. And when he wins in November by the biggest landslide ever in voters' history. Wait. Let's do some more awakening. All right. So, number-wise, this is for my number people. It might go over your head if you're not smart with numbers and can't keep up. But let's go to numbers, okay? For all my viewers out there. In America, it's about rounding up 320 million people in America, right? And let's say out of that 320 million people, 300 million people go out and vote against Trump. 300 million people in one country vote against a president. Out of 320 million people, right? He should not be president, right? But our legal system shows that even if 300 million people do not and go out and vote for and don't vote for Trump, if 270 electoral votes of 270 people in the country vote for him, 270 people, which are considered the electoral votes, vote for him to be president, he will still be your president. Now, 300 million people said no. 270 people said yes. And legally, he will still be your president. Wow. But this was more knowledge on, just listen to when your president go to his rallies and talk and say about pride of America, and then when he says his little speech, make sure you see at the end that he says that we crossed the water, we blazed the trails, we settled the continents, we tamed the wilderness, we dug out the Panama Canal, we laid down the railroads, we revolutionized the industry, we won 2 world wars, and we defeated the fascists and the communists. When he says that, think about it. Think about the pride in which people he's saying did that, because we all didn't take part in those things. We all didn't take part in those things. Just like celebrating the 4th of July. The 4th of July is independence of this country. When they fought for independence of this country, most of the melanated people were still slaves. We weren't independent. we excuse me. We were still slaves. But we partake in celebrating the 4th of July when they got their independence. We were slaves then. That wasn't our independence. But it became American history, and now it became all of history, and now we all celebrate it, even though it wasn't the independence for us all. But I digress once again. This was only information so you can pay attention to when your president gives his speeches at his rally, and when he says that pride thing, and when he gets to the end of his speech and he says that part right there, know that out in the open, right in plain sight, he is telling you the pride in the people that he is actually fighting for. There's no secret. They don't work in secret anymore. They work right in front of you. They don't believe you have the heart to do anything about it anyway. Even if you know that's their plan, what are you gonna do? That's how they feel. Like, even if they find out the truth, what they gonna do? That's how they feel. So they don't care if you know the truth. And that's why they blatantly flaunt it in front of you in plain sight. Once again, this is your boy Strong. For all my melanated family and out there in YouTube world, my Israelite family out there, wake up, start following the commandments. My melanated family out there, wake up, unify with the rest of your melanated people. My blood family out there, wake up, realize that blood runs deeper than just the little family that we grew up around. We are all family. Melanated people around the world. All of us. We need to stand and do all of those things I just said. Once again, this is your boy Strong. Emotionally strong, mentally strong, physically strong. Just a servant. I am just a servant. I am nothing at all. But please take this wisdom and see for yourself. Blessings and peace.